Welcome to Splendid Leading. Good morning to all. Today we have a discussion on my favorite Indian freedom fighter talk. My favorite Indian freedom fighter, Sri Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. We are living in a fast transforming culture with an elevated pace and space within and between one another. These changes are not often desirable by any responsible citizen due to the undesirable practices and distortion of cultural values of Indian mainland. In this asymmetrical scenario, the inevitability of unity consciousness and the precepts of integrity are admiringly mandated for tranquil existence for all people living in diversified land called India. Hence, it is appropriate to reinforce the virtues of Sri Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and reminisce his stupendous role in integrating sacred land in terms of territory, tenacity, and the tenets of Indian ethos. Being a young citizen of Greater India, I admiringly like his ideals of unified sovereignty, like the joint family system of connectivity and harmony of togetherness. I liked him not merely for his unification endeavors alone, but it was affiliated with his high degree of diligence, devotion, and dignity for the sake of one unified sovereignty. Why Sri Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was my favorite? This is our sustained pleasure with the celebration of India's 75th Independence Day and emphatically envisaging the 100th year of glorified freedom in 2047. Statistically, we have a reservoir of generous freedom fighters from the geographical extent of from north to south, from east to west. Indeed, in 2019, the Minister of State for Home Affairs said that the information of India regarding more than 30,000 freedom fighters that are alive and drawing of a pension of more than 500 crores. It depicts the colossal number of freedom fighters listed of the sanctified motherland. In this vast pool of numerals, I discern the great man from the Nadia city in the state of Gujarat. Yes, it is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the unifier of India, the Iron Man of India. In this writing, I want to share some of the glimpses commonly cognizant by everyone, but it required a keen understanding of his greater sacrifice so as the aspiring unifier of our motherland. I want to decipher the real succinct of his passionate sacrifice and service to the cause of our Bharata Mata with the ideal noble of one sovereign premiership. The portrait of Patriot Patel. Patel was born on 31st October 1875 in Gujarat. Sardar Patel's father, Zaverbhai Patel, worked in Jhansi-based army, and his mother, Srimati Lordboy, leaned towards spirituality and virtuous probity. He is exceptionally courageous since his childhood years. He is a prominent statesman and undeniable architect of the Republic of India with the unwavering values of the spirit of nationalism and unification. He was a devoted, he was a Iron Man of incredible forbearance and immaculate chastity of Guru Bhakti coupled with fierce benignity, who committed his irreducible vitality to concede national freedom. Father Gandhi's principles into pragmatic solutions throughout the struggle for independence and legitimate sovereignty. Iron Man's invincibility. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel's prevision and diplomatic credentials inspired and energized me, especially his able stewardship during the tumultuous stretch of the post-independence era. Because after the British departure, there is a lopsided storm in the Indian land. Indeed, his dexterities and devotion of our pragmatic barrister manifested in the traits of resoluteness, precognition, discretion, and persuasive invincibility. Essentially, the virtues of enduring commitment to serving the motherland nurtured him to harmonize the complex problem into unifying more than 500 princely states into unparalleled one centralized India. Of course, it is having the inheritance of multitude of faith-based diversity in the form of sui generis, that is ancient India, invasive, medieval and imperial impacts, that is from British. Hence, the Indian Constitution Article 1 uses the phrase Union of States rather than Federation of States. Thus, states do not have the right to secede. Through this integrating force, Patel plays to deflect the menace of Balkanization. Indisputably, he reaffirms the self-governing goals of restoring the ancient values of Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, உலகம் ஒரே குடும்பம் யாதும் ஊரே யாவரும் கேளீர். Assertions of Dhartiputra. Assertions of Dhartiputra. The Governor General of India, Rajagopalachari, along with Nehru and Patel, affirmed the triumvirate paradigm that governed India from 1948 to 50. Nehru was so popular in foreign relations, Rajaji the proponent of world peace and disarmament, but Patel relished the spirit and heart of India, that is unity, resilience and self-reliance, and practiced the praises of my culture is agriculture as the Shankalp. He meticulously convinced the monarchs of princely states with the noble cause of integrated India and conceiving the greater goal of one unified nation by journeying to the far-flung provinces into frontier regions of greater India. Moreover, he focused on the cooperative federalism, cooperative force for the rural and women empowerment in the cooperative housing societies in Amul, Gujarat based. Thus, by these integrated efforts of ensuring dignified lifestyle and diversified participation in nationalistic initiative of growth and glory, vigorously he often prefers the grit of administrative vibrancy to the steel frame of, that is Indian bureaucracy of civil servants, to rendering the spotless good governance in the form of integrated probity in both personal and professional life. Saint of sacrificial sanctitude and service. After independence, he played a central role in the integration of India into the one unified nation. After all, he was a Kishan Putra who engaged as the champion during all initiatives of the freedom struggle movement with dissimilar initiatives and participation. The Keda Satyagraha of 1918, the non-cooperation movement of 1922, Bardoli Satyagraha of 1928, and the other concealed national contributions are immeasurable to the core. Patel toiled the sovereignty sincerely against alcohol consumption, inequality and hierarchy-based discrimination. Finally, he became the President of the Indian National Congress in 1931 with the most outstanding adherents in total numbers. Agent of change. Substantially, the Indian workers glimpsed him as a trust, beam of trust, nutrition for starving, and panacea for impoverishment with vibrant certitude and virtuous willpower. Interestingly, the merchants and traders of our motherland decided to follow the footprints of Sardar Patel because they discerned there was a statesman and soldier of frontline who had an incorporated invention of hindsight, foresight and insight with the most paradigmatic visualization for India's economic aggrandizement with an indomitable premiership towards precision of perseverance and progression. Conclusive observation. Iron Man's relentless struggles towards consolidation of the motherland befittingly deserved the title of the great man of India, whose stature is shining and illuminating the motherland, which is much taller than his statue of unity. Moreover, I love our unified spirit for the reasons of having inherent qualities of his bhakti and fondness for the motherland with the administrative efficiency, pertinently the virtues of divinized clarity, truthfulness, probity, inheritance of sacrifice, pragmatic and solution oriented approach to settling wrenched pains, further the source of spiritual wisdom, devotion to discipline and organizing mastery will always be standing a typical insignia that is deeper than our imagination and will inspire statesmen and prime ministers of India and the world, irrespective of time and stretch. Finally, it is difficult to prefer the choice of service over the choice of stewardship, but unconventionally, with the incredible nature of our leader, Sri Sardar Patel, always prefers the choice of sacrifice, the choice of service over rather than choice of leadership and premiership. The true patriot of Bharata Mata. That's why he is popularly called the Iron Man of India, the Iron Man of Invincibility. Jai Hind.